use on these views.
It's not its own section.
Yeah, so I don't really kind of think it's its own section, but that's a little bit of semantics. I'm not going to send Mr. Bertolini a nasty email over the deal.
Why not?
You might be able to get that.
But for testing purposes, I did want to clear that up. So when you read that in the text and they're talking about auxiliary views, you have your full complement of the 7 sections we previously talked about. So let's just review real quick. We have the full section. Cuts completely through the objects or cutting plane line, has 2 arrows, used primarily on linear parts. You have your half section. The cutting plane only passes halfway through the object, has 1 arrow denoting line of sight. Half of the object is sectioned, the other half has an outline view. No hidden lines. After that, we went to the broken out section. This is the one where you take your hand, reach onto the object and just rip a piece off of it. You do not have a cutting plane line. You use the short break line to denote where you're cutting the object open. And then you section right on the resulting view. After that, we had the revolved section. This is where we take a thin slice, typically through structural items, and we put them on the resulting view rotated 90 degrees. So this is your little slide one. You had the removed section, which is the same as revolved, but we don't have enough room to display it on the object, so we pull it off the object. Again, your cutting plane line should have 2 arrows. When you're doing a revolved, it's just a cutting plane line. If you're doing removed, you must have an identifier for the titled removed view so that we can correlate the two. The offset section, used in replace of the full section because we can bend the cutting plane line through critical parts. The bends are always 90 degrees. And then we had the last one, the aligned, where in essence you round circular items, you use the revolve convention to rotate items to the quadrant points. Any questions on those?
Bless you.
Not a one. Great. Good job describing those then, huh? We'll find out. I put one on your desk too.
Okay.
Why am I one short? Did I get something too?
Yeah.
All right, this is a worksheet. I've debated not giving you this today because we really haven't covered everything that's necessary to do this worksheet. But I got to thinking about it, and I know a bunch of you do stuff over the weekends as far as this goes, and I thought, I'm going to give it to them so they can take this home and think about it and maybe do it on their own. One thing I would say as a caveat, do not do this until you're done with G8, please. Your drawings through G8 have precedence over this. Okay, so do those through G8. Now, just so you know, I've really kind of summarized the whole chapter on this sheet. Monday's lecture is going to be this top part. All the rules that we use when we do section views. We're going to go over all these on Monday. It's got all the page numbers and figures, so if you want to get after that and prep on this, that'd be a good place to go with. I also just put the bottom 7 sections on here so you'd have all this stuff in one place. Now, what you're to do on this worksheet, folks, is first off, when you do these worksheets, if you do start them, drafting quality, please. Buy that, get straight with the thing, tape it down if you need to, object line, section lines, use correct line weights, practice it. I'm not going to hand out a manual drawing doing a section, but I think it's important that you get used to that so you can see how to make patterns and these types of things and how they outline. If I get this back and I got a bunch of chicken scratches, I'll probably change my mind and yeah, we're probably gonna do some manual drawings because it's a trade we need to know. But if you take your time and do this correctly, like it is a drawing, then we'll skip that process and go straight to CAD. So in essence, what you're doing, like on here, this is a full section. Here's your front view, there's your right view. You are to produce the section view. Use the cast iron pattern for all of these sections, please, unless they tell you different, which I don't think they do. And if you remember the cast iron section, you can see it in chapter 16. It's this one that has repeating lines at a 45. These should be an 1/8 inch apart, approximately. They should be a thin 0.3 pencil. Line weight should be very dense, like all of our lines, so that they copy well. But it shouldn't get light, dark, dark, light, right? Your density should be constant throughout it. So in essence, what you would do is you would come over here and figure out how to do this. So if I was doing this first one, I'll just kind of quickly throw it out here. I would first off determine what's going on. So, and I use the term rock. It could be metal, it could be anything. So I would say from here to here I'm rock, from here to here I'm air, and then from here to here I'm also air along the section line. Now, if you follow all the rules and you look at them, you know that everything has to be bounded. So in essence, this turns into an OBJ. That turns into an OBJ. So it is this keyway up here. This is section, because I'm hitting an object, okay, right there. This is section down here, right here and here, because on either side of that hole I'm hitting it. And then also, one caveat, we show all outlines in the background. So I see this hole in the background, so that goes OBJ. And then the outline of my object goes OBJ. There's my resulting view. Please don't do it like I just did, where I just tried to follow lines and just sat there. I will grade you on how the line quality is through these sections. Clean them up if you need to, if you go over. Don't be afraid to pull out that eraser shield and clean those edges up. Treat it like a working drawing or something that's going to a construction crew or person for be built. So you have all the different sections throughout this. This worksheet's pretty expansive. It's going to take you a little bit. It's not something you're going to finish in one day. It won't be due till probably Tuesday, because we'll talk about it on Monday, finish the rest of the rules, then you'll have time to work on it. I figure it's probably going to be due end of day Tuesday, but I don't know that for a fact. We'll just see how it goes. Anyway, I just wanted to give you this as a preview for what's coming on Monday, those rules on the front sheet. And then, if you, just in case you want to get started over the weekend, get ahead of the game. All right, that's everything I wanted to introduce today. Are there any questions for me?
Some questions on the questions.
You got some questions on the questions?
Yeah.
Sure, let's answer those.
Like the three applications, the second review, they had the horizontal profile, multiple, the applications, everything you just went over.
Yes.
Well, where do you put in the horizontal profile, multiple, what do you call those?
I don't think that that's the answer that they're looking for.
No, I know. But
The question is, what are 3 applications for using sections?
yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be something straight out of the book, right? It's just one of those things that you have to actually think about. But
That's the way I read it.
Okay.
Let me go read the questions to make sure here.
Well, that was
Which one is it?
Number 5. Because like I said, I was thinking, right, I should just come up with these, but then I was like, wait, I was looking for something that I'm missing. Okay, so. I think that answered the question then.
Do you think you're good then?
Well, if you're correct in that you want us to come up with it.
I don't think there's an actual answer in the book, because I looked.
Okay, you're the same.
I did the same thing, and then I read the question again, and I was like,
I mean,
oh.
it's not, yeah, so I mean, there was 3 different section views they were talking about.
It's not the section views,
I
though.
know, but then, you know.
They want us to tell them what the...
I saw in here where they were talking about architects and they use them for walls, floors, and there's one other thing, and that's what I put, because those are 3 applications in
Yeah.
here that were in the book.
Okay.
Keep in mind, there's 2 applications that come immediately to mind. One, anytime I've got interior features that I can't display.
That was the first answer I put.
Second thing is when the hidden lines are confusing, let's get rid of the hidden lines, let's go to OBJs. And then the third thing would be probably you could go to any industry and say, this is what I need. You think of the engine. I mean, how would you draw an engine without sectioning?
Yeah.
Or even, yeah, like Sean just mentioned, how would you show the interior of an architectural room without sectioning? Now, there's a lot of different applications.
Okay.
And we
Maybe you
finished.
were probably reading a little too much. into it.
I was trying, yeah, I was, okay. Seems pretty straightforward, at first I'm waiting, am I missing something, did I miss, okay.
Does anybody else in the room want to weigh in on that question? Too busy writing down? Yeah. Anything else? Okay, we do have another activity going on today. It's kind of nice. We got a little boondoggle, chance to get out of the room. Sean, you're running that show, is that correct? When are we going to?
Do we want to go load it now?
Yeah, Andy and I can go and get everything loaded, and then,
And then I grabbed a shovel, and I've got a rake too, so. I don't know if we're actually going to need them or not, but I've got them.
and we have access to all of the ones in the maintenance shed, and so just keep yours separate from theirs, because we honestly. put
Yeah,
those in
mine are
there.
obvious, I promise.
I'll give Declan a call when we're done loaded and ready for you guys.
Okay.
Do you want us to start over here and work this way, or how do you guys normally do that?
Well, let's plan it a little bit.
And do we want to start like
Because we
down?
really probably ought to talk a little bit of safety about this thing too. So how do we want to stay, because we got quite a few people here. All right, so we really think of, here's the attic building, this is North College.
I think we should start at the west end, because then we'll be going with the flow of traffic.
Thank you, Jesse. All right, so we're doing approximately from about right here by the softball diamond. We're coming by the North College access, and then where it switches over to the new sidewalks where we start, right behind the Heritage Camp here. I guess first thing, folks, you guys are right alongside this road. So please do not step off of it into the road. We don't have to pick up any trash that's in the street and stuff in the gutters. I mean, if something's kind of handy right there, we probably ought to take a little trash sack with us and gather whatever we can. But,
Just throw a truck.
yeah, and we can't cut any branches, can't do any landscaping. Maintenance wants to do all that. So you're walking by a tree and branch brushes you in the face, don't grab it and rip it off the tree. We'll let maintenance take care of all of that. We're just taking care of the surface. We're not doing any boards, right?